Well, thank you, Chairman Van Hollen, for holding this hearing. As the ranking member, I look forward to working with you on this subcommittee and with all of our staffs to continue to make certain that our tax dollars are spent effectively and efficiently. And Chairwoman Rosenworcel, welcome to you. It's been good to get to know you by phone. I'm glad to see you here today and looking forward to your testimony. As with the airwaves that are broadcasting this hearing, the FCC's influence on the economy, our national security, and daily routines of American life is paradoxically both ubiquitous and invisible. The FCC regulates the non-federal use of the electromagnetic spectrum that we rely upon for mundane activities like our garage door openers, all the way to the global delivery of events that shape the world and allow us to witness history as it unfolds in real time. And not just on television, but over mobile devices now. The FCC also regulates speech, specifically children's programming, campaign advertising, and indecency. But today, that's only for broadcasters. Whether the FCC should or should not, or to what degree, regulate the speech of social media platforms is currently under debate. Personally, I've introduced legislation, the 21st Century Free Speech Act, that would ensure that all Americans have reasonable, non-discriminatory access to big tech speech platforms. It would also limit the ability of big tech platforms to discriminate against free speech on ideological or political grounds. That's because I believe that Americans, rather than big tech companies, should determine what information to consume, what information to share, what information to believe. The FCC also, in coordination with other federal agencies, has a role in regulating communications equipment that may pose an unacceptable national security risk, which means the FCC can prohibit the sale or use of domestic or foreign-made equipment in the United States. We're in an information age that depends on reliable and secure data, video, and voice transmissions, as well as reliable and secure networks and devices. We all experienced that firsthand during the pandemic, trying to work from home while sitting around the kitchen table with our children who were trying to attend classes remotely. The FCC's highest priority, according to its strategic plan, is to help bring affordable, reliable, high-speed broadband to 100% of the population. Once upon a time, back in the 1950s, the FCC's highest priority was to bring telephone service to 100% of the population. Telephones then, rotary ones, were considered a necessity that should be provided to all. The FCC has come close, but still hasn't achieved ubiquity on that. As technology changed, the definition of universal service has changed as well, to encompass wireless service, and now it includes broadband. I'll also add that the definition of broadband has changed. At one point, it was the 10.1 standard. Now, it's 25.3, and in the future, it could be 120. In other words, as long as the definition and measure of universal service and broadband keeps changing, then the goal of 100% connectivity is practically unattainable. One thing, however, that has not changed, nor will it ever, is that resources are limited. The FCC relies on fees to pay for its operations. In federal budget parlance, these costs are offset, which is often mistaken for free. These costs are not free. They're ultimately paid by the consumer, and it's this subcommittee's prerogative and duty to limit these costs, which are growing. If the SEC's full budget requests were enacted, then the FCC's cost will have grown by 26%, or 8% annually on average since FY21, excluding mandatory funding. As a former businessman, I want to see evidence of corresponding increase in output or productivity for that type of investment. Chairwoman Rosenworcel, I'm certain that you'll address these concerns today in your testimony. I look forward to hearing you.